Hi, I'm Scott Wolf, and I'm going to share some stories with you about Jay Meyer. Here's a picture of Jay. Jay, as you might guess, is seen in the Haunted Mansion in the Disney parks. Here's a picture of Jay without the makeup, without the white hair and everything, as he appeared in real life. Let me give you a little bit about his history, because he had this rich history in music, in records and TV and radio and movies. Before even TV, he was on the Jack Benny Show and old-time radio. Jack was a legend, a comedy legend. He had his own weekly show, and his sponsor was Lucky Strike cigarettes. So the Sportsman Quartet that Jay was a part of, in fact, here's a picture of the Sportsman Quartet, they would come in and they would sing a parody song usually, and it would always include the lyrics about their sponsor, Lucky Strike cigarettes. He also did so many movies, and his daughter sent me this list of movies that he was in. Let me get my glasses because I want to read you some of these. This is just a big list. I don't know if you could see just how many. This was just movies. And he might do a voice, maybe sing for an actor who wasn't a singer. He might be in the chorus. He was in a lot of the chorus soundtracks for various movies. And here's some of them. Just the Disney ones. Mary Poppins, Pete's Dragon, Summer Magic, Follow Me Boys, Bedknobs and Broomsticks, the one and only genuine original family band. That's just some of the Disney ones. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, THX 1138, The Happiest Millionaire, another Disney one, and then Dr. Dolittle, The Sound of Music, just so many. And I remember Evie told me that when she was watching The Sound of Music and heard So Long Farewell, and you hear the chorus, and she heard Jay's voice because it was so distinct, or maybe just because it was her dad, but she was able to pick it out of the whole chorus. Now, how Jay came to the Haunted Mansion is a really interesting story. A lot of people think that the group of singing statues is the Meloman Quartet, because that was a barbershop quartet that did a lot with Disney, but it's not. Jay was never with the Meloman. That is not the Meloman Quartet, so we want to get rid of that, debunk that myth. But the head singing statue, that is a pun, a failed one, I think, was Thurl Ravenscroft. He is a broken statue that you see in there. A lot of people think it's Walt Disney, and it's not. It's Thurl Ravenscroft. He did so much for Disney. He had a great deep voice. You hear him in the Country Bear Jamboree and the Disneyland Railroad and Tiki Room and Pirates of the Caribbean, just all over. And he just, not even Disney, he did the longest running commercial voice, Tony the Tiger. They're great. And he was great. And so was Jay. And they knew each other because they were both singers. So if Jay was in a project that needed a good bass, he would recommend Thurl. And if Thurl was in a project that needed a good tenor, he would call Jay. And that's what happened with the Haunted Mansion. Thurl was already brought on, so he brought Jay over. A neat thing with when they were actually doing this is they were in harnesses. So they're singing, and they couldn't move their heads. And Evie was telling me how Jay used to say how it bugged him because he was very animated when he talked and moved his head, and you couldn't. Now, Jay is one of the few. Thurl Ravenscroft has the solo, and then the remaining four, the quartet, they sing the other part, but Jay is the only one in that part of the quartet that has a solo. He says, "Start to shriek." I'll play that little bit for you so you could hear Jay's voice.
Start to shriek and harmonize. Grim, grinning ghosts come out to socialize.
That's Jay. Here, while I have my phone out, here's a picture of me and Jay. I got to know him in his later years, and he was just a really great guy, nice and sweet, and just so talented. But there's also another part of Disney history that Jay was involved in that a lot of people may not know. Now, my very favorite show in Disneyland was the Golden Horseshoe Revue. It ran from 1955 until 1986. The main three stars throughout the show were Wally Bogue, Betty Taylor, and Fulton Burley. And when Disneyland was finally open 7 days a week, and the show was going on 7 days a week, 5 to 10 times a day, they sometimes needed to have substitutes for each performer. But in 1972 in particular, Fulton Burley, he was a really funny entertainer and really knew how to engage an audience with comedy. So he would go and do these tours all over on TV, at malls and everything for Disney to promote their latest film release or re-release. But the problem was, if Fulton Brolly was out promoting Disney's films, he wasn't in the Golden Horseshoe. So they called Jay to replace Fulton when Fulton wasn't there. And Jay came in 1972 for 6 weeks to replace him. He ended up staying for 14 years, and he was there with the Golden Horseshoe Revue until his final performance in 1986. In fact, Jay did so many performances that at the end, when Fulton was to do his solo, he actually pulled Jay up and they sang the solo together. But Jay was just a great guy, and I wanted you to know more about him and his great history so that when you go through the Haunted Mansion and you see him, you'll know just the talent that he was. And it also tells you a lot about the talent that Disneyland had and Disneyland hired, not just for the attractions, but even the in-park entertainment. So I want to end with a little bonus that I hope you like. It's a clip of Jay singing in the Golden Horseshoe Revue.
Mr. J. Meyer.
Here I am. For the island, oh, it's a great day to stay. I heard to feel there was morning. For sure you think the finger in the game, I can get it's a great day. Oh, the camera with the fighters, hooray. For the Irish, you want for all the Irish, it's a great day. Don't you cry.